Hi everybody, it's Randy here from Randy Cycle Service. Today we're working on a 1977 GL1000 Honda Goldwing engine. We've got the engine out on the stand here, and what I'm really wanting to do today is to demonstrate the timing degree wheel from Randakk Cycle Shack in North Carolina. And I've got it all mounted up here, and as you can see, this engine has been gone through. We're starting out with brand new timing belts, properly adjusted. We've got everything set up, and I'm set at top dead center right now. We installed our pointer, and I'm just going to give you kind of a quick overview. Now this is just a quick overview to show you how it's installed, basics of how it works. But when we get the bike back up and running, this engine goes back in the frame, we install the ignition, which is going to be a Dyna electronic ignition. At that point then we'll actually start the bike, set it up with the timing light, and actually show you true timing rather than just static timing or just the purpose of the degree wheel here. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go over here, and we've got our special tool to take the timing plug out. You should always use this so you don't do any damage to the timing plug on top of the engine. Now this is a little tighter when the carburetors are on and it's in the frame, but for our intents and purposes right now you'll get to see exactly how it's set up. If we look down in this timing hole, once I take the plug out here, you should be able to see the mark there, and we're lined up at the T mark, which is top dead center for cylinder 1 and 4. And once we've got that set up, we come back around to the front here and we look at the degree wheel, and we see that we're set with our pointer to 0 degrees, which is top dead center on cylinders 1 and 2. And you can see how that's marked right there. We have 2 additional marks here, and they're going to be for timing. This is going to be the 5 degree mark, which is actually what you will set at idle. This is the full advance mark, which is 37.5 degrees. These are both before top dead center. And the beauty of this is you can do this with the engine running in the frame, and you can put the plug back in here on top, and you don't have to try to fiddle around with looking through that hole, having either an oil spray coming out of it while you're trying to use a timing light, or if you use the factory Honda tool, which was a clear acrylic plug that went in there, those things get fogged up with oil and are very hard to see as well. So this really does simplify this considerably, and it's a bit more accurate because now we've actually got all of our degrees broken down throughout the full range here, and you can see what each of the 4 cylinders is doing. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to roll it through here. We need to go the direction of rotation, which looking at the front is actually going to be clockwise. Now normally we would be doing this off of the alternator back here at the back, but because everything's apart and it's out here in the open, it's a little easier for me to demonstrate it this way. So as we turn this through, we're going to come around. Right about here, we should see a mark on the flywheel. Now if we go back and we look in here, we see our full advance mark. That's for cylinder number 2. Now I'm going to roll it a little bit more, and we should be coming up and we'll see the F mark. And there we go, right there. And that corresponds with the orange mark on the front here. Then we go to top dead center, and we should see a T mark again, and that's for cylinder 2, and it'll be marked 2, 3. Then we'll continue on around, do the same again. We'll see the F mark go by, and then we'll be back at top dead center. Go around one more time. Should be a top dead center mark again, and then finally we're going to go, this will be 1 full revolution, and we're back to the top dead center mark for cylinders 1 and 2. Now obviously once we get ready to set the timing back here with the Dyna ignition, and if you're using points, it basically follows the same procedure. Then we'll have an accurate representation of where we're at. We can actually set our marks here, and then we'll know that everything is exactly precise, particularly if we're running the electronic ignition where both pickups are independently adjustable, just the same as the set of points are when you're running 2 sets of points. Again, much more accurate than the original factory setting. Sometimes they can be off by a degree or 2, which doesn't sound like much, but with the Goldwing it's pretty critical that the timing side to side is very accurate, because if not, the engine will make some funny noises. They'll usually knock a little bit, and your performance will suffer as well. So that's where we're at right now. Again, just a quick overview of it actually installed, set up, and everything is done right. I also want to preface this with, of course, we are using new parts here, but if you're going to do this on your bike, you should definitely have the timing belts properly adjusted, everything set up the way it should be before you attempt to set your timing. So once we get the bike running, get everything back together, you'll see us again with a video of it in action. So thanks everybody for watching.